Hello, and welcome to our Inside Coaching Sneak Peek, basically giving you guys a look at what this Beachbody coaching thing is, how we got started, what all the nitty-gritty details are. I wanted to share a little bit about my story. My name is Joy Harrington, and I have been Beachbody coaching for 3 years now, just celebrated my third anniversary of doing this. But I'm going to get into my story, and I have some slides to share with you guys, so I'm actually going to share my screen because I feel like visuals always help. So we're going to do this really quick and get the screen pulled up, and then hopefully you guys can see all of this and follow along. I have to move some things around. Here we go. So a little bit about me. Here we go. So most people see me and think that I never struggled with my weight, but that's honestly not true. I grew up in a family where I was told, like, you're a girl, you're going to struggle with your weight. That's just who you are. Like, that's just what the girls in our family do. And you're just big boned and like all of this stuff. Basically just being told over and over again that I was destined for this life of struggle with weight and food and everything else like that. So for me, it was kind of this accepted fact when I hit about 15. And when I was 15, my family moved from Maryland to Colorado, and I got put in public school for the first time in my life. I had been homeschooled until then, and I gained about 20 pounds. I don't know if it was from boredom or going through hard times or whatever, but gained about 20 pounds, and I was that girl who was in Weight Watchers in high school. Fun times, right? Super embarrassing. Then, oh my gosh. Let me pull this back up. Sorry. Then I went to college and put on a fair amount of weight. I got up to a size 16 in pants. They talk about like the freshman 15. No, mine was more like 25, 30 pounds. And I was 186 pounds, which for me, I'm 5'4.5", and I usually run between like 135 and 140 pounds naturally. So it was a lot of weight for me, and I was really unhappy and uncomfortable and self-conscious, incredibly self-conscious, so much so that I would say no to everything. No to like activities that people were doing and things like that because I was just self-conscious of how I would look and what people would think. So that was me with all of that. Then I moved home after quitting college and decided to just work. And I lost a little bit of weight just trying to like run and like maybe be a little bit healthy and like eat a little bit healthier. But honestly, it wasn't really till I met my husband and I started learning about like healthier food that my weight began to really come off. And when I met him and met his family, I started learning about like organic food and healthy fats and raw milk and a whole bunch of like holistic things, right? And I started eating better. And honestly, you guys, people would ask me what I was doing and I didn't have a good answer for them because I met my husband and stopped eating for 2 weeks because I was so freaking excited. I'm the type that when I get nerves, I stop eating. And I got such nerves about like meeting him and all of this stuff that I literally stopped eating for a couple of weeks because my stomach was so upset I didn't want to eat. And I dropped like 12 pounds or something in just a couple of weeks. And then as my appetite began to come back, I just ate less and was like, no, I really want to stay small, and so I want to be eating less. So I was just really good about eating smaller portion sizes and trying to go for like runs and things like that. But honestly, I didn't have a formula to it. It wasn't like this thing that I had figured out. It was like, yeah, I'm being a super healthy person. And in fact, I didn't want to tell people like, well, I just stopped eating for 2 weeks because that wasn't awesome either. So fast forward, we had our kids. I managed to stay super healthy and work out all through my first pregnancy. Then the second one, it was a lot harder. And I did stay fairly healthy and I worked out, but man, that girl made me want sweets and I ate tons of sweets and sugar. And I did gain the same amount of weight, but it was not the same because the second time around I had her, I didn't lose nearly the amount of weight that I lost right away with my first. And it was a struggle to like get my weight off and get my hips back and all of that. And I felt like, honestly, I bloated after having her. And I actually felt like I got bigger after having her, which was crazy. And then 5 months into having her, I went through a rock bottom in my marriage and we separated and I thought it was over. And really hard time for me of grieving, and again, stopped eating because that's apparently how I react to really big and hard emotions, and dropped all the weight within like 3 weeks. And once again, I had people saying, wow, you look really good. Wow, you're losing all this weight. What are you doing? And I didn't want to tell them, I'm just not eating. So I was like, I'm really unhappy. Like, that's the real answer, but didn't want to tell anybody that. Went through this whole hard grieving stage and struggling with adjusting to 2 kids and struggling through my marriage. And at that point, my husband was in intense counseling for some of his issues, and we were going together. But I realized that I had come out, I wasn't on the other side, but I was coming out on the other side a really negative, unhappy, bitter person. And to be honest, you guys, it wasn't even this situation that made me that way. I think it was this situation that just brought it out. Like, that's the same person that I had been back in my 20s. And when I struggled with my weight the first time, so much so that my dad had to talk to me. So I think it was me just seeing like who I was and being really unhappy with that. And I saw these people doing Beachbody. In fact, I met my coach in Portland because I played on the band with her husband. And she looked incredible. And I was like, holy crap, you look really good. And I saw her posting on Instagram and Facebook about her business. I saw her quit her job and be able to stay home full time doing this business. I saw her be able to hire a house cleaner. I saw her going on trips. But more importantly, I saw her reading all these books and like growing as a person. And not just her, but I saw some other people that joined her that went from like these completely negative, unhappy people to like positive and inspiring. And like, I was like, wow, so clearly this isn't just a physical transformation. This is like growing as a person. And I remember telling Peter, like, I really feel like I need to do this because I feel like I need to work on me and this will do that. But I'm afraid because it's outside of my comfort zone. And I'm like afraid of committing to that because once I commit and jump in, crap, like now I have to do it. But I wrestled with it. And honestly, I was like, I just know that as a mom who's staying home with 2 kids, I love my kids, but I need something for me. And I feel this something inside of me that's telling me like, I can do something. I can do something at home that contributes in a big way to the world, but also contributes financially to our family. And I had tried blogging and I looked at those girls on Instagram and I was like, these girls get paid and they get given free things just for having a bunch of people follow them, AKA being an influencer, right? Just for being someone that people admire and respect and want to follow. Why can I not do that? Because to be honest, you guys, we made really good money, but we had a lot of debt. I mean, we're still climbing out of debt, but at that point, people would look at me and be like, why do you need to make money? Because I didn't. Technically, I could stay home. But at the same time, I was like, I don't want to tell you that, like, yeah, my husband makes really good money, but I can't go get these splurges because we're paying off debt. And every time I want to go get my hair or my nails done or go out with the girls or go shopping, he's like, no, we can't afford it because we've got to pay off this debt. And you don't want to tell anybody that because that's super embarrassing, but it was the truth. So I had a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I was like, you know what? I just have to try this or I'm going to regret not at least trying. And so my coach had reached out and just said, hi. And I said, hey, can you tell me about the business? So she was like, sure. So she sent me a call to listen to where was someone sharing their story. And then I went to a sneak peek kind of like this. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And I decided to just jump in, and I figured, what the heck? If nothing else, I'll get in awesome shape after 30 days. And if I don't like it, I'll return my stuff. And if the business doesn't work, oh well, but at least I'll just get in shape. So I jumped in. And after the first 30 days, I had 2 girls who had joined me. So I had my first couple of paychecks, which was pretty incredible. And I saw that I was making a difference. And it was small at first. It wasn't like huge things, right? Nobody's having their life changed in 30 days. But I saw these girls being like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm feeling amazing. And for the first time ever, I had people telling me I was inspiring just for posting my workout every day. Because literally I would try to post like a picture or a video of my workout. And here I am, this mom of 2 who's got a mom bod, and I'm trying to get back to what I was. And I'm posting a video of me sweating in my living room and going, why am I even posting this? Who's even going to watch this? And I have people saying like, you're so inspiring. I look for your videos in the morning. And I was like, what? Why? But honestly, you guys, that was just the start where I was like, wow, just showing up and showing up consistently for myself and showing up for these couple of girls that I've invited is already making a difference. And it's already helping me to stand out on social media, which is ultimately what I wanted and trying to be a blogger, right? So I was like, this is super fun. I think I'm onto something. And I just went all in. I got started the same way all of our customers get started. I signed up with a challenge pack. So basically you pay a lump sum and you get your first 30 days of product. You get you get your year of Beachbody on demand. Back when I signed up, I got my first set of DVDs. So I got my first set of DVDs, my coach business kit, and my first 30 days of product. It's the exact same way all my coaches sign up now. And I mean, my customers sign up with the same thing. It's the same price. They just don't get the coach business starter kit. And I got to work before my stuff even got there because I knew if this was going to be a real business and if this was going to pay me real money, I needed to sit down and work from day one. And there was no way in heck I wasn't going to make my investment back. So before I even got to that first workout, before I'd ever even tasted my shake, I was messaging my coach saying, hey, I want to make my investment back. What do I need to do to work this business? And I sat down immediately within the next couple of days and said, when are my work hours for this business? All right, I can schedule out nap time. Nap time had been my watch Netflix, like whatever I wanted to do, chill out, maybe fold some laundry, but like have some chocolate and watch Netflix time. And I was like, that's going to go. And I'm willing to sacrifice that because I want a real business. I want to really do this thing. And I do want to start impacting women. So I would get up early, like 30 minutes earlier than I had before, just to get in my workout. And then I would try to post real quick in my group. But then I would try to be with my kids and work during nap times. And then sometimes after they went to bed, I would be checking in with my group or doing a post or something like that. So that was my work hours then because that's all I could do. But I made sure that that nap time, that hour and a half or 2 hours, 5 days a week, was a non-negotiable. I did not answer my phone. I did not get on social media and scroll the feed. I literally sat down and got to freaking work. And it paid off because I made back my investment in that first month. What does coaching look like now on a daily basis? So it's definitely changed. I am not, I think I skipped a slide, so I'm going to escape and see if I did. Yes, I did. All right, we're going to go back to this one. Oh my gosh. I think I have to go. Okay. Things I love about coaching. Coaching has literally changed every aspect of our life. And I don't know how to explain that in a real way because people look at it and are like, it's just a job. But you know what? It's not. It was literally me becoming a completely new person and reaching that next level that I didn't even know was there. You guys know how you get into this spot in your life where things are just comfortable and it's the same stuff over and over again. And it's like the same date night and it's like the same this and the same that and the same routine. And life is good. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. It's just good. And you don't even realize that you're kind of living at like half capacity. And ultimately, that's what I was doing. And I didn't even know it at the time, that I wasn't really alive. Like I wasn't living at full capacity. So how did coaching change that for me? Well, shoot, I had to start facing fears and having courage on a daily basis. I had to start putting myself out there on social media. I had to start reading books I never would have read before and learning things that I never would have learned before. I had to let go of judging other people for what I thought about them and reaching out to them to just try to be a friend. I had to show up every day for me and for my clients. I had to start acting like a CEO and keeping my promises for myself. And as I saw women start to say yes, and as I saw women start to come forward, and as I saw women want to join for me, and then their lives get changed and them start to light up from the inside out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what life is about. But you guys, like, it started with just me in my living room sweating. I started reading personal development books and telling my husband about them, and then he started reading them, and it completely changed the way he thought about business and his life. And now he works out with me every morning, and it's part of our together time. So it's brought us closer. My kids are getting to see their mom is like a badass CEO while being a stay-at-home mom, and that my role isn't limited to being a stay-at-home mom, but that I have gifts and talents that I get to use in addition to that, which I love, because for me, I have felt this calling inside that there's something that I'm meant to do in addition to being a mom. The friendships and the women that I've met have completely changed my life. I've met some incredible women, and they've all touched my life in a big way. Mentors, friends, women that are helping me to heal and like work through wounds inside myself. But basically, like when you step into this and decide to start inviting women into your life and to kind of be there for them, you have to grow as a person. You have to face those hard and scary things. You have to let go of judgments. So the person I become mentally, emotionally, and physically is completely 100% different. I am so much stronger. Before, when I went through my story, I was completely devastated with my husband and my marriage, and I felt like I had lost who I am. And now I'm like, I know who I am, and I decide who I am, and I know where I'm going, and I know if anything happened, I can freaking take care of myself. And that was an amazing feeling, to feel very empowered. And like, if I went through my story now, I think I would handle it even so much differently, because I can now recognize my own stuff and somebody else's own stuff and not let that get all messy. But that's a side note. Free trips. I've been able to take my husband and my kids on a cruise we just went on. It was super fun. That's what this picture is right here, which we would not have been able to probably afford or pay for without Beachbody. I've already talked about the women that I've met, and my team is expanding and growing, and we're bringing in new amazing people all the time. The person that I've become, a true influencer and a leader, whereas before I had always heard my parents say, like, you should be a leader among your friends, be a leader. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And now I do. A leader is someone who goes first and then breathes belief into other women that they can do the same thing. And that is what I freaking love about this job, is I get to believe in women and help them see their own potential before they ever see it themselves. I'm a strong, thriving woman who's 100% confident. I have a huge newfound purpose in addition to motherhood, which is incredible. What does coaching look like now on a daily basis? Now I'm more of a full-time coach, which I'm still not working full-time hours, but I will go quickly into that. We decided to hire a babysitter about, 6 months, a year into coaching. And that was for a couple of reasons. That wasn't just for coaching, and it was not because my coaching business was paying for that yet. It was not. It still isn't, actually, and I'll tell you why. But my husband knew that I was someone that was valuable and needed that alone time for hair appointments or wanting to just go be a person and not just be a mom all the time. And he recognized that I needed that break. So he wanted to hire me a sitter just so I could have that time, but also so I could work my business. So he did. He hired me a sitter, and I started working with a sitter a couple hours in the morning, like a few mornings a week. At this point in time, our kids are old enough that they need school. So we actually have someone who comes and teaches them school 4 mornings a week. So I have working hours of 9 to 1, Tuesday through Friday. And then on Mondays, I kind of try to sneak in 9 to 11 something while my kids are running around destroying the house because I have them. I try to stick to those hours. It's hard. It's a struggle. I don't always do the best job. And sometimes I'll have a call in the afternoon that I have to turn on a show for them real quick for, or something like that. Every Monday night is team call. And so they're with daddy while I'm on a team call on Monday nights. But other than that, I do try to stick to mornings and have my afternoons be with my kids. I do have some calls sometimes in the afternoon, but that is what life looks like now as a full-time coach. And my husband still pays for it out of his income just because he's the breadwinner at this point in time for our family, and he wants to do that. So he's paying for that. Would it have been worth it if it never worked out financially? Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a huge one for me. And I've said this to Peter before multiple times. I've said this would have been 100 times over, like worth it, even if it didn't work out financially, and even if my business didn't really work out, because of the person I've become and what it's done for me physically too. Like I feel amazing. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm the strongest I've ever been physically. I'm not focused on a scale. I'm not focused on a diet. I'm focused on loving myself and being a healthy version of me from the inside out. And that looks like taking care of myself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, relationally, every day, and working on those things with my husband and my kids. And they get to see, like, mom just wants to be a really healthy, happy person. They don't know the terms diet. They don't know the terms fat and skinny because we don't talk about it that way. We talk about being healthy so that you can run and play. And we talk about being healthy so that you can think better and enjoy your life more. And that is so worth it to me. And I mean, I just love who I am now. And that's pretty cool to say because before, I mean, I didn't. That's why I joined. And so I just want to close this with telling you guys, if you're feeling that pull and you just feel like, gosh, if I don't try this, I'll regret it, sign up right now and get going. You don't need to wait. You don't need to figure it all out. None of us had it all figured out when we started. I for sure didn't. I didn't know how to grow a social media account. I didn't even know how to post or do quality posts or do an Instagram story. I didn't even know what those were. We all had to learn in this business. We all have had to say, you know what, I don't know how to do that, but I'm willing to figure it out and then get to work to figure it out because everything is figure outable. So if you're feeling that, start. You have up to 30 days to return it if you don't like it, but I guarantee you won't. As long as you show up and work every day, this business will work for you. And the worst thing to live with in life is regret. And for me, that's why I signed up. I didn't want to have this regret of thinking years down the road, I'm going to look back and say, man, I wish I had tried that because I really feel like I could have done that. And you don't want that feeling either. So that's just me saying, hey, if you're feeling that feeling, reach out to your coach, whoever invited you to this. Just say, hey, I want to do this. I still have some more questions, but I do want to do this. Can you walk me through how to sign up? And we will be so excited to help you and answer your questions and level up with you because that is the name of our team. We are all about leveling up and going to that next level and working on ourselves. So super excited you guys are here. Please continue to stay tuned. We will have some more videos coming your way.